All right. Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's Tay here coming at y'all live from Central Texas. This is going to be a lesson today. So if it is your first time to the channel, I want to welcome you here. If you're here, you're definitely here for a reason. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the notification bell. For those of you that are not new, you are returning again. I just want to say thank you so much for coming back around. Your genuine love and support means the absolute world to me and more. If you need to book me for a personal reading or any mentorship, the link to get on my calendar is in the description box below. If you guys would do me a quick favor as you guys are logging in, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Please drop a comment below. Tell me where in the world you are watching from. I am actually very, very excited. I am shifting gears, rebranding, and I am bringing lesson plans to you guys every single day. Okay. I'm super stoked. I'm teaching the unbreakable mentality, and today's lesson is a pillar inside of that. But my big focus right now is teaching people how to embody a certain mindset so that nothing in this world can break you down, drag you back to rock bottom. So if you're somebody that's tired of repeating the same cycles, you're tired of having to start over from rock bottom, you're ready to make your final comeback and become the proof that the transformation is possible, then you're in the right place. Okay. So anyways, I'm live over here on TikTok as well. So if you guys see me doing this, it's because I'm going back and forth between two platforms. I love you guys so much. If you would engage with me throughout this live in the comments below, those of you over on TikTok, I would greatly appreciate it. If you would double tap the screen, send in your daily heart me's, please repost this video. I'm not somebody that the algorithm's going to naturally want to push out, because I'm here teaching life-changing information that really breaks the control of these narcissistic systems and this mimic grid and, just the control of the dark forces in the world. This is helping people regain their own personal power and actually get to live free in a world that's tried to keep us chained and caged for far too long. So it's all about the divine support. If you could double tap the screen, post the video. If you find it valuable, please share this out. YouTube, the like button really helps the algorithm of the channel. It really, really does. So if you want to just hit the like button for me, repost for me, and leave and do a great gesture of kindness, that would mean the world to me too. Okay. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the lesson. Thank you guys so much for being here. Today, I want to talk to you guys about you teach people how to treat you. This was a brutal realization that I had in my own healing journey after my awakening, when I decided that I was going to rebuild my life from the ground up yet again at the hands of other people's toxic, brutal sabotage. And the biggest realization that I had was like, damn, dude, who the hell am I that these people felt so comfortable treating me like this? Because it wasn't just one person. It was my whole town. My whole entire community teamed up, worked together to completely destroy my life in an attempt to force me to take it. They wanted me out of here. They wanted me gone. People that I did nothing but love. Unconditionally, fearlessly, people that I wanted to love me back. People I wanted to validate me, support me, respect me, accept me, right? People that I gave my all for. And when I look back today on the things that they felt so comfortable doing, I had to take some accountability and ownership for the fact that red flags were there and I ignored them. Or take accountability for the fact that they showed me who they were years before they destroyed my life yet again. And I continue to allow these people back into my life. I continue to forgive. I continue to overlook the red flags, ignore my intuition, gaslight myself. I tolerated disrespect. I lowered my standards. And I allowed these people to treat me like this. And I knew if I was going to put my life back together and keep it together, Because for fuck's sakes, I was 30 years old when I started rebuilding my life, or coming up on 30. And you know how many times I was in that position in my adult life? I'm not falling apart again. I'm not allowing anybody in this world to put me back into a situation like this. So I need to become somebody different, because no matter what I give to people, I still find myself here, right? No matter how much I love, how hard I try, how kind I am, how supportive I am, how much I self-sacrifice to make sure everybody else is happy, everybody else is taken care of, I'm the one at the shit end of the stick, restarting my life from rock bottom with nothing and nobody, and I'm never doing it again. All right? So, what we're going to start with here, you guys, is that you are not responsible for. Let's start with what you're not responsible for. Okay? You're not responsible for somebody else's choices. You're not responsible for the fact that people choose to disrespect you, manipulate you, lie to you, betray you, mistreat you. Okay, that's not your responsibility that people choose to be evil, that people choose to be abusive, that people choose to be fucked. That's not on you. Okay, but once a pattern becomes clear, and pattern recognition is a skill, it is a gift, by the way. Okay, but once you start recognizing the patterns, your power lies in deciding what access their behavior continues to receive with you. Okay? Your mouth tells people what you want. Your behavior teaches people what you will accept. All right? How many of you guys have gone through serious betrayals at the hands of people you loved and trusted? If you've gone through some serious betrayals, a 10 of Swords energy, leave a 1 in the comments below. Starseed definitely has. Anybody else? Jay's going through it right now. Dean been going through it his whole life. Big 33 Chuck. That's what's up. Noble Love, Chevy Girl. Thanks, Steph. God bless you. I appreciate you. Thanks for sending in your Heart Me. If anybody else wants to follow Steph's lead and send in the daily Heart Me so we can make it to B League, it would mean the absolute world to me. And if you guys could repost this video as well, it would mean a lot. And if you're just joining us over here on TikTok or YouTube, we are talking about how you teach people how to treat you. And if people are treating you like shit, okay, it's time to start teaching people that they can only treat you with respect. And if you don't know how to do that, you're in the right place. Thanks for reposting, Devo. God bless you. Thank you for the heart me's. I appreciate the love, guys. You're amazing. Okay, so there's a big difference, guys, between telling people what you want, like spoken standards, and lived standards. Big difference. Okay. Some of you are exhausted from asking people to treat you better when the real shift is going to happen when you start treating yourself better. Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you already know that I'm a big believer in the truth behind your reality being a mirror, being a reflection of your internal state, right? Your reality is just a reflection of the state of consciousness that you're living. And everything that's happening in your reality is a reflection of what's happening inside of you. Can we all agree to that? And if you can't agree to that with me yet, I can't help you. Okay, you might want to leave, go find somebody else. I mean, I can't help you. I'm just being real. That was one of the most freeing things that I have learned in the last couple of years. That made everything make sense. So with this being said, if you are betraying yourself, you are going to experience betrayal in your reality. What makes this powerful, literally so powerful, is when things are happening in your reality that you're not liking, you can go within yourself to change it. You don't have to change external things. You don't have to make people change, places, circumstances, none of that. Okay? You go within yourself and make the change inside of you. So the powerful thing here is when people are treating you like shit, it's just a reflection that you're treating yourself like shit. And when you start treating yourself better, people in your reality have to start treating you better because it's a mirror. Okay? People definitely pay attention to what you're willing to tolerate. They watch. Okay? They notice what happens when they cross the line. They take it too far. They violate a boundary. They notice whether your no actually means no. Even your own children. Who has kids? How many of you guys have kids? You have kids, drop a yes in the comments below. Who has babies? Anybody ever told your kids no, but they keep pushing and pushing and pushing because they know they can eventually get you to say yes? And they want a candy in the store and you're like, "No, we're not buying candy." But then you go into the store and you buy them candy anyway? Or you pull up to Target and you set the boundary in the car, "We're not buying no toys today." But then you go inside and they want toys anyways. They know they can push you. They know they can get away with it. I don't know. That's kind of mom I am. I have to admit it. It's kind of bad. But anywho, people are like that too. Grown ass adults, grown ass folk out here like that. Okay. They notice whether your boundaries change when you get upset. And they notice whether every time they apologize to you, if they get unlimited access to you again. This is the harsh truth. This is the reality. People in this world are fucked up. People in this world are abusive. People in this world are trained. They are programmed and they are conditioned that it's okay to be a fucking junk. Like high vibration is not taught here. We are programmed to be the complete opposite of that. We are programmed to live in lack, to live in fear, scarcity. This world is run, man, I got to be very mindful of how I speak on TikTok, but by narcissistic fucking reptilian ass sociopath. You know what I mean? It's controlled by. The whole system is designed. So when you come into this world, a big, bright, shiny light, people going to hate you, dude. And it's not your fault. But what you let them get away with, they're going to continue to try to get away with. You teach people how to treat you. And the best way to get people to treat you differently is to start treating yourself better. And sadly, when people treat you like shit, you've probably treated yourself like shit because of it. How many times has somebody done you wrong and made you believe that it's because you're not worthy enough? Who in here has had the worthiness wound? Who has felt unworthy? Drop a 2. Anybody else spent their entire life wondering why in the hell you can give so much, but you are just never enough? I can't be the only one. Ain't no way God put me in front of all of you to share this lesson, and I'm the only one that's had a worthiness problem. Nathan, sorry, I don't know why I said Nathaniel. Nathan, Jay, what's up? Anyone else? YouTube, where are you at? You quiet over here. It was just 1444 over on YouTube, 144. Diana, what's up? Big Chuck. Ricky, I see you. All right, so let's go ahead again and make this distinction clear that their behavior towards you belongs to them. And another thing too, guys, like when people can abuse unconditional love, that is not because something is wrong with you. You know how fucking psychologically ill and twisted you have to be to harm somebody intentionally that loves you? That is not a reflection of you. That is a reflection of them. Okay? So their behavior belongs to them. Their disrespectfulness, their lying asses, their betrayal, their lack of accountability, all of that belongs to them. But your response to it belongs to you. Your response to their behavior is your responsibility. You are not taking responsibility for what they have done to you. You are taking responsibility for what you allow to happen to you again. Does that make sense? See people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Because when people show you who they are, and you refuse to see them for who they are, and you give them another chance, what do? They fuck you over again. This is what drives me crazy about the victim mentality. It's like, how much of this are you actually inviting into your life? And then you want to blame them. Even when I was in the thick of my targeting, right? I was talking to Lisa Hickey today about, things that we went through and experienced in our shit. And she was telling me that she's never met anybody else except one other person that went through like this AI hive mind type shit. And she was telling me about it. I'm like, dude, I went through that. You know what I mean? Like I went through all that crazy ass technology shit. Yep. Mm-hmm. I went through that too, 100%. So anyways, though, my whole point with that is I'm somebody that has had every right to stay in a victim mentality, right? The shit that was done to me, most people in this world, most people, even who are being targeted, haven't experienced the fucking program that I did. Okay? So my point with telling you guys this is when I was going through everything that I was going through, I continued to hang out with the same people that I knew were setting me up. I knew they were involved, but yet I still kept going around them. I remember one time I was in the car driving with somebody, and I was gonna I gotta watch what I say on TikTok. I fucking hate that I have to be like this, but I was in addiction, right? And I was gonna, okay? I gotta be so careful how I talk on this app. And the guy was recording me. He was literally holding the wheel so I could do it and filming me in the passenger seat. And I remember looking at him and I'm like, I can't even be mad at you, dude. One, I know you're involved in this shit. Two, if I don't want people to know I'm doing these things, maybe I shouldn't be doing these things. And three, I have you in my car, even though you were just recording me yesterday and the day before and last week. You know what I mean? I can't even be mad at you. I can sit and yell at him and try and change him, or I can start taking accountability and ownership for myself, right? If I don't want people to know I'm doing this, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. If I don't want people recording and filming me, maybe I shouldn't be kicking it with people that are fucking doing that shit. That was on me. I had to take ownership and accountability for that shit. He's fucked up. Not my fault you're fucked up and you sold me out. My fault for being around you continuously. Okay. And that there was a lot more experience like that with like every person in my life. I knew they were involved in my shit, but I kept them around. Why? I knew they were setting me up. I knew I was being set up every time I was, and I walked right into it anyway. Every time. My intuition told me, the signs were there. It was obvious as fuck, and I still went. Because I had this hope that maybe I was wrong. But I want to blame everybody else because they're the ones doing this to me? I don't think so. That was never going to fix my life. That will never fix your life. Never. Okay. So my question for you when it comes to boundaries is, have you ever told somebody the same boundary 10 different times? Have you ever had to set a boundary with somebody 10 different times? Yes or no? What's up, YouTube? I see you guys. Alma K, how are you? Dean? Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Okay, if you've had to give the same boundary speech over and over and over, the problem is no longer that they don't understand the boundary. They understand it perfectly. They just don't believe that you're actually going to do anything about it. That's the problem. And that's disrespect. When you set a boundary with somebody and they cross it, they don't have any fucking respect for you. How's this resonating for you guys? Are you guys getting value out of this today? You guys getting value out of this message? Thanks, Kristen. Starseed. Diana. Ricky. I almost said Nikki. You guys over here getting value, YouTube? All four of you? All five of you? Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Okay. People learn your standards by watching your behavior. People learn your standards by watching your behavior. And this is everybody, guys. This is family, friends, lovers, coworkers, children, right? This is everybody. They watch how you act, how you behave. Okay. Most people think standards are what somebody says, but standards are what the behavior proves. You can say it all you fucking want, dude. But if your actions don't back what you say, actions speak louder than words. Okay. You can say, I don't tolerate disrespect. But if someone disrespects you every week and still gets the same exact access to you, your lived standard is different from your spoken standard. Dude, there's somebody in my life, dude, that really feels like they can do the shit they're doing right now. And I'm going to be there when they're ready to fucking grow a pair of nuts and fucking walk right back in like nothing happened. They really think that this shit is all right and I'm still going to be here and they can just treat me any type of way, dude. Because I've always been there. And I've always been so unconditionally loving and caring and really been fucking waiting for a motherfucker to pull their fucking head out their fucking ass. But they really think that I'm just going to accept their fucking pathetic baby ass behavior. This shit is pathetic. It's embarrassing. I've never been so embarrassed for somebody in my entire fucking life. But no, I'm moving different. And a motherfucker's going to be crying like a little bitch because I'm moving in ways they never seen me move before. I'm not the same person. I have standards now. And you're not going to fucking violate my boundaries. And what's crazy is it doesn't mean I love them any less. It means I love myself more. And I love you too much that I'm not going to let you avoid accountability another second longer. All right. You can say, I don't deal with inconsistency, which is exactly what I'm dealing with this person I'm talking about, the inconsistency, and so much more. But anyways, but if someone disappears, comes back whenever they want, you immediately reopen the door every time, they learn that inconsistency still receives access. I did not even know that this was here when I just told you about that person. But that person has been so inconsistent. That is wild. Okay? Your mouth tells people what you want. Your behavior teaches people what you will accept. This is not about becoming rigid or cutting people off after every mistake. It is about noticing repeated patterns and refusing to confuse hope with evidence. Welcome in, guys. I love you all so much. We're talking today about how you teach people how to treat you. All right. You are teaching other people how to treat you. So if you're being treated like shit, you're being bullied, you're being abused, you're being fucked over, you're being scapegoated, you're being discarded, whatever the case may be. We're learning here on how you've taught these people that what they're doing to you is okay, so that you can make sure that you don't ever let people treat you like this ever the fuck again. So if that's something that you feel like you can get value from, stick around, stick with me. Okay. So why we tolerate things we hate. That's what we're about to jump into right now. Okay. People usually do not tolerate poor treatment because they enjoy it, right? We can all agree to that. Nobody likes being treated like shit. We don't enjoy being fucking stomped on and kicked and spit on, and nobody enjoys that. It's really because there's something you're afraid to lose. So you're living from a place of fear, which is a thing you need to heal. We shouldn't be living in fear at all. Can we agree to that one? Okay. So being afraid to lose the relationship or the connection. Anybody ever tolerated bullshit from a lover because you didn't want to break up? You didn't want to lose the person? Yes or no on that? I know I sure did. Okay. Approval or belonging. You don't want to lose being approved by or belonging to. So you tolerate shit. You overlook shit. You ignore shit. You avoid confrontation. You be quiet to keep the peace. Okay. You don't want to lose family harmony, peace. Financial security. How many of us have put up with bullshit in jobs? Companionship or being seen as the good person. Nobody wants to come off like they're the fucking problem because you're actually standing up for yourself or speaking up for yourself or enforcing a boundary. Man, this is all stemming from trauma and wounds. I don't know if we can go that deep in this live today, but. And then the hope that the person will finally change. That fear can create self-abandonment. I have a 30-day guided workbook that I created. It is linked in my bio and in the description box below, or you can get it on www.theunderdogsmentor.com. It's called the Final Comeback Blueprint. It's a 30-day guided workbook. You can use code START NOW for 20% off. But there is a whole section in there to help you rebuild self-trust and stop fucking abandoning you. All right, invest in yourself. Go get the workbook. Anyway, so the fear can create self-abandonment. You stop making tiny exceptions, or you start making tiny exceptions like, oh, it's okay this once. They're going through something. I don't want to make a big deal out of this. I don't want them to be mad at me. Sometimes what looks like forgiveness is actually fear. They're having a bad day. Yep. You know what's fucking crazy, dude? Is like right before my targeting got super bad and I started noticing things. I mean, things were getting weird, right? The energy was weird. People were getting weird around me, but I hadn't noticed like the attacks coming on full force yet. But my mother-in-law, bro, she got weird. She couldn't be around me. Anytime I went over to her house that I'd lived in off and on since I was 17 years old, right? Like they were my family. I was very comfortable there. They were like my parents. And every time I went over there, she would go hide in her room. And I was like, what is fucking wrong with her? I thought she was going through something. It's listed right here. They're just going through something. She got weird, dude. She couldn't look at me. She couldn't be around me. Well, just 5 months later, they're turned on me, targeting me, fucking hacked into my shit, fucking smearing me. You know what I mean? Like she couldn't be around me because she was plotting on taking my life, bro. And she couldn't be near me. She couldn't be anywhere near me because she was planning on how she was going to put me in a fucking grave. And I still wanted to keep her around, dude. You know what I mean? Like, because I was scared to be by myself. It's fucking crazy. So anyways, forgiveness can be genuine, but if you repeatedly forgive without changing anything because you are terrified of losing that person, that is worth examining. You may be protecting the relationship at the expense of yourself. All right? People pleasing is not always kindness. Kindness is a choice. People pleasing is often fear wearing nicer clothes. Who's a people pleaser or recovering? Drop a 4. Who up in here is a people pleaser or a recovering one? I'm sure every single one of you. We got 40 people up in here. I'd be really fucking shocked if you finding me and you haven't struggled with people pleasing in your life. And if you haven't, congratulations. I mean, good for you. The unhealed empath is definitely people pleaser. All right. Kindness is a choice. People pleasing is often fear wearing nicer clothes. Isn't it crazy that fear is underneath all of this? This is all your programming and conditioning. You've been programmed and conditioned to live in a state of fear. It's underlying fear that has you tolerating way too much bullshit from people, low standards, lack of boundaries, mistreatment, and abuse because you're programmed and conditioned to live from a state of fear. Okay? So people pleasing looks like saying yes and secretly resenting it. Anybody ever done that? I was bad at that in my job. I was the most reliable employee that any place I've ever looked. I was a blessing to the place of employment. I sure was. I was the hardest worker, great work ethic, and I would always be there if they needed me. I'd come in early, I'd stay late, I'd work my days off, and people took advantage of that. And they didn't give a fuck about me, right? They wouldn't cover my shifts if I needed something, but they sure would ask me, and they knew I would say yes. They knew it. And I always said yes, even when I didn't want to. Like, no, I just worked 19 straight days during the pandemic and had my day off stolen by my boss and shit, but sure, I'll cover your shift so you can fucking go to the bar. Like, fuck the fact that I haven't had no rest or recovery or time with my family. Fuck all that. But I would still say yes anyways. Because why? Because I was a people pleaser. Because I didn't want that person to not like me for some fucking weird ass reason. I can't even believe that's who I used to be. And that's all coming from fear, trauma, wounds, whatever. So I don't know. Anybody can relate to that. But Giving time or money that you cannot afford to give. Okay, that's people pleasing. Giving time or money that you cannot afford to give. And again, people will take full on advantage of this shit. They don't give a fuck you can't afford it. They only care about themselves. They know they can take advantage of you. They know that you'll give it. They don't give a fuck about you. Man, and I learned to quit people pleasing when I went as hard as I could for everybody in my life, and they all teamed up on how they were going to get me out. And they did the most lowest, evilest, demonic, corrupted, fucking dirty, nasty shit to me. Meaning everything I did to please them meant nothing. They didn't give a fuck how nice and caring and compassionate and loving and genuine I was. Nobody gave two shits. They saw me as prey. So people pleasing just makes you prey out here to predatory abusers. And there's more predatory abusers out here in this world than there is kind, caring, loving, compassionate, genuine people. You're rare. So that's another wake-up call to have. You are rare in this world. Rare. And you are here to be used as a vessel by God, not misused by people. Big difference, okay? Answering because you're afraid not to. People pleasing. Dude, and like I'm getting so much coming in my mind right now, so much I want to teach you guys about. But like when you step into your calling and your purpose, how many of you have done that yet? Are you living in purpose? Are you living in a place of creation and purpose and mission out here? Or are you still living in reaction? If you feel comfortable sharing that with me, you can go ahead and drop it in the comments below. If you're creating and living in purpose, drop creation. And if you're still reactive and living in fear, drop fear. I'm curious. Okay. But you have to know how to set boundaries. You can't want people to like you. You can't live for that, because when you're like a high vibrational, authentic, genuine being, people are going to attack the fuck out of you. They're going to come for you, right? They're not going to like you. You're going to trigger people. You can't be out here trying to please everybody. But like in my career and my purpose, I've had a lot of people try and take advantage of my kindness. They'll book a session with me and then try to be my best friend so they can get free readings from me and shit. I've dealt with that so much. And I had to drop my people pleasing a long ass time ago. People call me, I do not answer my phone, and I don't give a fuck. And I can't stress that enough. If you're on here, I will not answer my phone. Don't even try to call me. I will not answer you. And I'm not sorry about it, dude. I don't answer my phone. It's on do not disturb 99.999% of the time. And I'm not sorry. And if you leave me a voicemail or text me and it's something I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to call you back. And I'm not sorry. I am not here to please you, and I don't need you to like me. If you need me, you can go book a time slot on my calendar and I'll help you. And I have had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, we're like at the hundreds of thousands of people at this point, like at least 200,000 by now, between all my platforms. Like I don't have time to text everybody back or message everybody back that DMs me, or everybody that wants to call me and tell me their story. I can't give that to everybody. Right? I had to not be a people pleaser, or I wouldn't be able to fulfill my purpose. There ain't no way. There wouldn't be no way I would be able to successfully fulfill my God-given purpose out here if I was people pleasing. You don't have to fucking answer people. And no is a complete fucking sentence, and it's fine. And people that respect you will respect your boundaries. They'll be like, I understand that. Okay? Over-explaining every no. Oh my God. Next sentence. Over-explaining every no. No is a complete sentence. Period. I just said that. No is a complete fucking sentence. That's enough. Hey, will you do this for me? No. Okay, thanks. You don't have to be like, no, this. I can't because this. I'm really sorry. Like, fuck all that. Hey, will you cover this shit for me? No. That's enough. Just no. It's plenty. Okay. I'm so glad you truly needed this just being B. Thank you for that feedback and that input. I am in a very uncomfortable season. I've been sharing this with you guys, but like, man, I'm somebody that can get on the internet and read cards and have booming lives. Booming. A lot of engagement, gifts, comments, share, like all of it. And I am tired of the drama. Like I'm ready to like switch gears and really step into a higher level of impact. And I'm tired of talking about what other people are doing to cause problems in our lives. And I'm ready to teach on what we need to be doing to make sure they can't. And with this switch has been a massive drop in views, a massive drop in following. My followers have dropped. I mean, it's been a very uncomfortable transition for me. So the fact that it's valuable to you, thank you for that feedback, because it keeps me going, because it's hard internally right now, not attaching my identity to how many people are watching, or, I'm going through a lot of internal growth myself. I'm being forced by God to practice what I preach and teach. And I have been being forged in fire, been going through a lot over here. I'm like over all the drama and the victim mentality and the whining and the bitching and the complaining. I'm done with it. We have power. We're powerful beings. This is how we take our fucking power back and use it. No devil, no demon, no witch, no bitch, no wizard, no warlock, no man, no cult, no coven, no secret society is powerful enough to stop somebody who has mastered their internal world. You don't know how to master your internal world? I'm going to teach you. And that's where I'm at right now. Fist bump. I love you guys so much. All right. So keeping access open because you do not want to look unforgiving. That's people pleasing. And then constantly rescuing people and then feeling used. It's people pleasing. You also don't have to be fucking saving nobody out here. That's an ego trap. It's the trap of the martyr. You don't have to fucking martyr yourself. You don't have to self-sacrifice yourself to make somebody else's life easier. Nobody would ever do that for you, dude. Nobody gonna martyr themselves for you. And then you go martyr yourself. You go self-sacrifice the shit out of yourself for other people. You're burdened, you're tired, you're drained, you're whatever, and they're happy. And then they'll be the first ones to sell you out, dude. People get all fucked up like, why does God allow these people to do this to me? Because you need to see these people for who they are, yo. You need to see the reality of who people are. And then you need to have the epiphany and the wake-up call that you're different. You need to realize how special you are, the star power that you hold inside of you. You're fucking different. Your genuine, loyal, loving, kind, caring, compassionate, empathetic heart, your pure ass heart of gold is rare. Not everybody's like you. Most aren't. You have to learn how to protect yourself, how to set boundaries. You have taught these people that have done this to you that it's okay to treat you like this. That's the reality of it. You taught them it's okay. Your own parents, your own best friends, your own aunties, cousins, uncles, siblings, your best friends. Did I say that already? Fuck, man. The people closest to you doing you the fucking absolute dirtiest because they thought they were going to be able to get away with it because they've been getting away with fucking you over for years. Because you taught them it's okay. You're always going to be there. You're always going to put up with that shit. You're always going to crawl right back to them. Even after going through like gang stalking and targeting and shit, they expect you to go crawling back and fucking needing them. Even when they showed you they wanted you in a fucking grave. I wanted to post about this earlier, but I was fired up about some other shit. They're probably mad you haven't gone back by now. I'm pretty sure the people that fucked with me are pissed that I didn't go crawling back to them. So they're retaliating against me for that. Oh, you didn't come back. You didn't really need us. Narcissistic injury. They expected that I was going to just go right back. It was just a phase, even though they told me they wanted me out of here. They made it very known they wanted me gone. They showed me who they were, and they still thought I would go right back. My mother-in-law tried. She tried her same manipulative bullshit that she's always done in the past. She tried to sneak her little way back in there like she didn't just try and take my life from me. Old me, older versions of me, she texted me happy birthday. 4 months. 4 months after I just almost croaked at their hand. And I texted her back like, yeah, ain't it great? I lived to see 30 when you didn't want me to. That's what I responded to her with. But because old me would have been like, oh my God, she does love me. Oh, she reached out. She does love me. That's how I used to be. They'd fuck me over, set me up, destroy my life, and then she'd sneak her way back in there and it'd be like, oh, she does love me. Maybe I was wrong. Like, oh, hell no, you're not just going to sneak your little ass back into my fucking life and do this to me all over again. You've lost your mind. You showed me who you are. I believe you. You're the spawn of fucking Satan. I will never let you have access to me ever again. You've lost it. All right? You cannot keep volunteering for things you hate and then resent everybody for accepting the offer. Bing, bing, bing. That is ownership. Thank you, Golden Child. I appreciate you. God bless you. That is ownership. Okay? Ownership asks, where am I agreeing to the things that violate what I actually want? What am I afraid will happen if I stop? And I'll tell you, all those things that you're afraid of aren't real. People will respect you when you respect yourself. You're fucking scared to set boundaries or quit people pleasing because you think you're going to lose everybody. No, they will respect you when you respect you. Because you're teaching people they have to respect you or they don't get access to you. Your fear behind it all isn't fucking real. People will learn how to value and appreciate your kindness when you don't allow them to take advantage of it. It will mirror back to you. Your reality is a mirror. It's a reflection. So when you start treating yourself with self-respect, other people will respect you. The fear you have behind it all, it's not real. Fear isn't real. It's made up. It's imagined in your little fucking head. Okay? So let's talk about the difference between a request and a boundary. A request asks another person to change. A boundary tells you what you will do if a certain behavior happens. Also, when people show you who they are, believe them. You cannot change people. It's unfortunate, whatever, it's reality. It's the truth. You cannot change people. No matter how kind, caring, loving, forgiving, compassionate you are, you cannot change a person. And the harder you try to be more loving to somebody else to change them, the more you're fucking yourself over. Does everybody understand that? Overstand that? Understand that? Everybody get that? Everybody accept that? You can't change people. I'm not the first person in the world that's ever said this either. So why are we not listening? Success leaves clues. All right? A boundary tells you what you will do if a certain behavior happens. A request is, please don't do that. Boundary If that happens, here's what I will do. It does, Sam. Yes, it does. Okay. Examples. Stop yelling at me. You request that from somebody. Stop yelling at me. Okay. They don't stop yelling. So if you start yelling, I end the conversation. That's the boundary. So the request, you ask somebody to stop yelling at you. If they yell at you anyways, you end the conversation. That's your boundary. Okay. Stop canceling on me. If plans keep getting canceled last minute, I'll stop arranging my schedule around them. That's a boundary. If you can't fucking show up, I'm not going to arrange my shit for you no more. Period. But if you continue to allow somebody to fucking cancel on you last minute, that's on you. You can't allow people to continue the behavior you say you don't want to put up with. You can't. Okay? Don't call me after midnight. That's a boundary, or that's a request. So I don't answer calls after midnight is the boundary. I'm not going to answer you if you call me anyway. I mean, and I was talking to you guys about that with me. Like, I literally tell people all the time, I don't answer my phone, don't call me. They still try. But do I answer it? I don't. Maybe people will eventually get the fucking hint. Oops. Nope. Hold on. I'm fucking up my computer over here. Cancel. Sorry, YouTube. All right. You do not need permission from the person benefiting you do not need permission from the person benefiting from your lack of boundaries to finally create one. You don't need their permission. Even if they've been violating you up until this point right now, you can set and establish healthy, firm boundaries today, and you don't need to ask them if you can. You want to be unbreakable in this world, you have to protect yourself from toxic people. And it's always going to be the people that are closest to you that cause the most damage in your life. So you have to learn how to set and establish firm and healthy boundaries, and you have to teach people how to treat you by the way that you treat yourself first. When you set a boundary and stand on them, people won't even try to cross them because they know you won't let them. People won't fuck with you when they know you're not afraid to cut them off. They fuck with the person that continues to ignore their intuition and continues to forgive and gives too many chances and gaslight themselves to believing that they're the problem. And that's where you're weak. That's when you're weakest in this fucking world. Can we agree to that? 1, 2, 3 on the clock. That's how you're a walking fucking target in this fucking world. Right there. When you teach people that they can do whatever the fuck they want to you and you ain't going to do shit about it anyway because you're scared to lose people. You're scared to be broke. You're scared to be by yourself. But then you're going to end up there anyway. You're going to end up broke, alone, isolated, all fucked up anyways. All your people pleasing and validation seeking up until this point ended you where? Fucking backstabbed, betrayed, set up, sabotaged, and all alone at rock fucking bottom. All that love you gave to all those toxic ass people, and who's there to help you up? They're not. They're fucking kicking your ass while you're down there crying. Fucking jumping on the swords in your back to see who can knock them in the deepest. Fucking laughing at you while you're fucking begging somebody to help you get up and shit. And if we can't start looking at ourselves and be like, who the fuck am I that these people thought that it was okay to do this to me? That's what stirs me up the most out here with this victim ass shit. Who the fuck are you that these people really felt like it was okay to do this to you? Does that hit anybody in the soul here? Does that speak to anybody the way that it speaks to me? Because I must have been one fucking doormat, people pleasing fucking pushover for the people that I loved and trusted the most in this world to do me like this. And then laugh at me like it was fucking funny. Benefiting off my pain. I don't think so. I don't think you will ever get to do this shit to me ever the fuck again. Ever. Sorry, I'm getting passionate. All right, so please know that that doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that, or a simple no is enough. Okay? Now, watch for the just this once trap. Okay, just this one time. That's a trap. Most standards do not collapse all at one time. Yes, Beth. And this is it too, like for anybody out there targeted. Who's been targeted? I'm sure if you're finding me, you've been a fucking target. Drop the target emojis in the chat if you've been targeted. You know how you beat targeting? You know how you beat it? When you got everybody and their dog and their mom, your whole fucking town, city, state, and the army coming after you. You're being fucking hunted real time. You know how you win? You become harder to target. You become harder to target. You don't beat that shit whining, crying, complaining. Oh, woe is me. Why is everybody so evil? Why would they do this? That's not how you win. You're never going to get them to stop doing that to you either. They feed off it. They thrive. They're sadistic. They love your torture. They love that you're whining and crying and woe is me. They're sucking and siphoning the energy out of you, feeding frenzy for fucking demons. You'll never fucking win waiting for them to stop doing it. They never will. Targeting doesn't stop. You have to become somebody that's harder to fucking target. Really hard to come for somebody that isn't afraid to stand by themselves. That doesn't need your fucking validation, bitch. That isn't living to please your ass. Really fucking hard to target somebody that isn't afraid to cut people out. That isn't afraid to speak and live in their truth. That's how you win. You work on yourself. You get out your ego. You get out your pride. You get out of your own fucking way. And you stop letting your own fears and doubts and worries and limitations run your life. Oh, I can't until something happens to them because I'm tired of them making me feel this way. Then do something so that they can't make you fucking feel that way. Fucking goddamn. That is the basis of my work here. You got to build yourself into somebody that can't be broken by demons. Because they're all over the place. They're all over. All right. Most standards do not collapse all at once. They erode through repeated expectations. Hey, I like you too. Thanks, C-Race. Welcome to the channel. I'm on 2 platforms right now, so if you see me doing this. By the way, we are learning today that you teach, you watching this, teach other people how to treat you. You know, nobody can just come treat me any type of fucking way. You want to come in and talk shit to me, I'm going to block your ass. It's my boundary. You want to come in and fucking poke the fucking bear, I'm going to cut you off. You don't get access to me. So simple, dude. You can really protect yourself. It's real. We overcomplicate this shit. We overcomplicate it. God, I'm fired up right now. All right, let's go back to this. Okay, so most standards don't collapse all at once. They erode through repeated expectations. So when you're giving somebody more than one chance, again, this is on you. Okay, when you allow somebody to get away with something just this one time, but then they do it again, and then you give them another chance, right? They've apologized, you let them back in, which I'm all about that in a certain extent, right? Like, fool me once, shame on me, or fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me, right? I'm all about forgiveness and second chances because I know firsthand people can grow, they can change, they can evolve. But when people show you who they are, fucking believe them. If they did it once, they'll do it again, yo. Okay? And then maybe I'm being too sensitive. Not true. Not fucking true at all. All right? Life requires nuisance. Life requires nuance, compassion, and context. But when just this once keeps happening, it is no longer an exception, it becomes the pattern. How many times are you having to excuse shit? How many times are you having to excuse their shit? Okay? What have you been calling an exception that has actually become a lifestyle? I'm not excusing nothing from nobody no more. I'm not excusing nobody's avoidance, nobody's lack of accountability. I'm not chopping shit up to shit no more. I have standards, I have expectations, I have a duty. Right? There are no excuses as to why you can't be this type of way in your connection to me. None. There's no more excuses, dude. No fucking none. None. Okay? Your standard is tested when you miss them. Anybody can say, I'm done when they're angry. The harder test comes later when you miss them, feel lonely, remember the good moments, hear an apology, or start questioning yourself. So your standard is tested when you actually miss somebody. It's easy to cut people off when you're angry, you're mad, you're upset, whatever. The true test comes when you're calm, you're grounded, some time's passed. Can you hold that standard? Can you hold that boundary? Or are you just going to, oh, I miss you, and allow them to come in and treat you the same type of fucking way? Okay, so a question for you to ask is, has the pattern changed or has the mood changed? This happens a lot in relationships. Anybody gone through this in love, in relationships with somebody? You've been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're absolutely fucking done with somebody, but then time passes, you miss them, and then they float back around, promise you it'll be different, and it's not. It's the same shit or worse. Okay, a few good days do not automatically erase a long-standing pattern. Real change is demonstrated through consistent behavior over time. Okay? Do not let one good moment erase a pattern that took years to build. Hi, Billy. Dean, I'm excited. I'll see you there. Sent Unc for 440 joules. Thanks, Billy. What happened to the live? Are we good? What the hell? I don't like this bump on my belly and it really itches. I think I got bit by something. Okay, next thing, guys, is you may have to grieve people that you still love. And then you're going to have funerals for people that are still alive. Yeah, it was red. I like scratched it the other day and it started bleeding. Now it's scabbed. I don't know what it is. It hurts. Okay. The hardest boundaries are often not with people you hate. They are with people you desperately wanted to be different. You can grieve who you hoped they would become, the future you imagined, the relationship you wanted, and the version of them you kept waiting for. Love and access, my friends, are not the same thing. You can love somebody from a distance and not allow them to have any fucking access to you. And if somebody cannot treat you with respect, honor your boundaries, meet your expectations and your standards, they do not need to be in your life. And it is up to you to enforce that. When you keep people around because you're afraid to be alone, you're afraid to sit with yourself, you're afraid to face your own shadows, and then they continue to abuse you, treat you like shit, put you in situations, you're not a victim to that. You're not. You're lowering yourself because you don't know your fucking worth. And that's a brutal truth to face, but you have to face it. You know, it's not their fault. You keep allowing them to treat you like shit. That's on you. And when you respect yourself, you're not going to let somebody else disrespect you. People that are abused abuse themselves. I read about it in this book called The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it was boom, like mind-blowing. And people that are in abusive relationships subconsciously believe that they deserve it. Thank you for the heart, me, Michael. They feel like they deserve to be treated that way subconsciously. And like, so you're abusing yourself when you're allowing other people to abuse you, which again goes back to my teaching that your reality is a mirror. It is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So when you teach people that you're going to be treated with respect, right? You're going to be treated the way you deserve to be treated. People are going to respect and value and appreciate you, or they don't get access to you. They don't get to be near you. You're going to lose people. The people that got way too comfortable with your brokenness, way too comfortable taking advantage of you, using you, abusing you, whatever, preying on you, siphoning you, whatever the case may be, you're going to grieve those people because you're going to have to cut them off. They're going to become dead to you. It's a part of the process. You have to love people that are still alive, and you're going to have to grieve who you thought that they would become, the future you imagined you'd have. It's a part of it. Yeah, especially family. If you have toxic family members, absolutely. Man, 6 years ago, it's 2026. So yeah, so 6 years ago, if you'd have told me today that I would be living my life without my in-laws, I'd have told you you're nuts. They'll always be there. They're alive. They're dead to me, though. And you know what's wild about it is I'm doing better in my life today now than I've ever done ever. This is the longest I've ever stayed off drugs. I was thinking about that when I was in the shower earlier. I'm like, dang, man, I'm coming up on 4 years clean and sober. I've never made it this long in my entire adult life. It's crazy how much I don't feel like I need to escape my reality because I love myself. I love the peaceful, abundant, beautiful life that I've created. I don't have to hide. I don't have to shrink myself down. I don't have to perform for anybody. Life's so good out here. You can care about somebody and still change their level of access to you. Love does not require unlimited proximity. Thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate you. Okay, this also applies to business too. Okay, standards and boundaries are not only relationship lessons. Family, friend, lover, business, life. They show up in business, leadership, money, and work. Clients who repeatedly pay late learn whether your deadlines matter. I was talking to you guys about this earlier in the live when it comes to like my clients and stuff and boundaries that I've had to set and establish in business. Okay. People who constantly ask for free expertise learn whether your knowledge is freely available. When I first started, you know how many people wanted my readings for free? Can I get a free reading? Free. I never did it. With people just trying to take what they could take. They just trying to take it, but they didn't value me. They didn't value my time or my gift or my skill or how much I put into becoming who I've become. You know, they just wanted to take and take and take. I don't think so. That's not fair to me. I got free content all day long for you. But if you want me one-on-one, you're going to invest because I'm going to change your life. Okay? Repeated missed deadlines teach a team whether deadlines are real, and friends or collaborators who only learn what imbalance you will carry. Okay, every boundary you refuse to enforce eventually becomes part of your reputation. Ooh. Woo! Let me say that again. Every boundary that you refuse to enforce eventually becomes part of your reputation. Anybody want to be known as the doormat, the validation seeking, people pleasing loser over there? Self-respect isn't always loud. I've heard this like confidence isn't loud, right? Somebody that's confident isn't loud. It's insecurity that's loud. Like the most insecure relationships, you want to know how somebody's in an insecure relationship? When their profile pictures on social media of them and their person, and you know what I mean? Like you can tell when a relationship is insecure because it's loud. Anyways, though, side note, self-respect is not constant confrontation. It is not screaming, threatening, posting subliminals, or making sure everyone knows you are done. Sometimes self-respect is quiet. It's not answering. Not returning to the same cycle. Changing your availability. Charging appropriately. Ending the conversation. Saying no. Keeping your word to yourself. The strongest boundary in the room is often the one that doesn't require a speech. You know, I went through a situation in December 24, I believe it was. But like I had like the karmic third party trying to send me text messages, trying to fight with me, trying to argue with me. Right? I didn't even open that message. I saw her text and I clicked it and I junked it. Right? I didn't even open it. I didn't read it. I have so much self-respect. I don't need to defend myself to you. I don't need to engage in this nonsense drama. I'm not going to feed into your sick, twisted little illusion over here. I'm not doing that. Right? Then I got another text from my kid's dad a few days later. And I did the same thing. I'm not responding to this. I don't have to answer to this. I don't have to defend myself against this. I don't have to lower myself. I'm doing incredibly well right now and engage in all of this nonsense and drama, right? That was an old cycle that I closed out. I got people that want to bring me down, trying to pull me back into an old way, trying to get a reaction out of me, trying to get me stirred, flustered, upset, mad, distract me from what I'm building. I refuse, right? I practiced self-respect at that time, didn't even know it till I read this list. That's what it made me think of. Like, wow, I have really learned to respect myself on a completely different level. That's super powerful. I love you guys so much. Is this valuable? Are you guys getting value from this? Are you guys good? Are we vibing? Damn TikTok. I love you guys so much. You guys do me a solid favor and double tap the screen for me. It would mean the absolute world to me and more. YouTube, I love you guys so much too. If you guys haven't hit the like button, could you hit the like button for me? It really helps support the algorithm of the channel. Thank you for reposting me. I appreciate you so much. You guys don't even know. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the help. These social media platforms rely on engagement to feed the algorithm. And I'm not out here looking for fame, but I'm out here with knowledge and wisdom that needs to get out to the people so we can raise the frequency of this planet. And so it's all about divine support, teamwork, and it's free. You know, double tapping the screen, reposting, commenting, engaging. It's the best support I could ever ask for. And it costs you absolutely nothing. It means the world to me. So if you're getting value, if it matters, and just for those of you that maybe don't know that or whatever, and I've gone through it, man. I've been booted off TikTok so many times. Like, this is the 7th time I'm building an account over on TikTok. They have shut me down. They have wiped me off. They have tried to shadow ban me. I've been temporarily banned off Instagram. Thank you so much, Just Being. I mean, they've really tried to make me give up. They've tried to make me quit. And now the attacks are just ramping back up all over again because we're making waves, we're making noise, we're making movement. And it's really time to beat this narcissistic system that's been suppressing the world. It's time to win. Thank you, Michael. God bless you. Thank you so much. So yeah, just teamwork makes the dream work is all I wanted to say with that. We'll get back to the lesson. Okay. I don't know if you guys want to do this or not, but we've got a boundary audit. Time to audit where your standards are weak. This is making me want to do like a mentorship session or something. I'm getting an idea. Sorry. God, I guess I need to do that. Confirmation. Excuse me. I love you guys over here on YouTube. I see you. What's going on? What's cartomancy? Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate you. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to answer these questions honestly with yourself. You don't have to put it in the comments. If you don't want to, you can. But question 1, where am I consistently resentful? Where are you consistently resentful? Man, I am honestly consistently resentful when it comes to the things that my children have to deal with. It's like the lack of care for my kids just to get at me. That stirs a lot of resentment inside of me. And I'm having to figure out how to just let it go. But it gets hard because I'm so protective when it comes to my babies, and they don't deserve any of this. So if I'm just being honest and real, that's resentment lives there. They didn't deserve to have their family sabotaged and destroyed. They didn't deserve to have their dad abandon them. They didn't deserve to have their dad's family trying to off their mom. Like, they didn't deserve any of this. They didn't deserve to be thrown away, swept under the rug, replaced, forgotten about. And it was all to hurt me. Anyways, where do I keep saying yes when I mean no? So that's something for you to ponder on as well. People are evil. Okay? Who am I afraid to disappoint? You know, the only one I'm afraid to disappoint anymore is my kids. They're the only people that I care who thinks about what they think of me too. And like, the only person in the world that's ever been able to trigger me the way that like my kid's dad can is my daughter. She can hit wounds, like a rejection wound, a neglect wound. I mean, my daughter, innocent, you know, but she can make me emotionally react to shit. She doesn't even have to try either. Like, we were coming home from school the other day, and she mentioned a house was for rent. She wants to move. And I got all triggered about it. I'm like, I can't do it right now, Cabri. I can't move right now. And she said something, and I slammed on the brakes, and she's like, why are you so mad? You know? But she got me fucking triggered. Because it's like, right now, I just can't provide that. And it makes me like feel like I'm failing as a mom. And oh my God, you know what I mean? She's such a mirror for me. Anywho, okay. Where am I afraid that having standards will cost me the relationship? Thanks, Just Being. We're our own worst critics, you know. I know I'm doing far more than enough, but we feel like we're not. You know what I mean? Oh, Nikki Lee. It's not that you didn't give enough to them. It's not your fault that people can't accept love or that people abuse unconditional love, right? This just needs to be where you stop pouring love into people that can't receive it or that can't handle it correctly, and you start pouring that love back into yourself. Okay? The next one is, where am I afraid that I already read that one. What behavior do I constantly complain about but continue participating in. I'm proud of you. Keep doing it. You're healing. You're going to beat this too. Where am I waiting for somebody else to change instead of changing what I allow? And like that, I need to highlight that or some shit, bitch. Like, where am I waiting for somebody else to change instead of changing what I will allow? This, again, I'm going to throw this out here. We way overcomplicate this, you guys. Stop allowing people to treat you like shit. Stop allowing people to violate your boundaries. Stop putting yourself into positions, into situations, keeping yourself around people that do not appreciate you, that do not value you, that do not respect you. When people ask me how I rebuilt my life from the ground freaking up, coming out of literal, actual hell on earth, having my whole life brutally sabotaged at the hands of the people I loved and trusted the most in this world. Step one, I cut everybody off. Everybody. But before I did that, I was still isolated. I was surrounded by people that were setting me up and plotting on me and putting me in situations. They were benefiting off of screwing me over, benefiting off of getting reactions out of me, benefiting off of watching me fucking spiral. I was all alone anyways, dude. Boom, cut, get away from me. I made the decision that I was going to fix my life. I took accountability for me. I removed everybody out of my life. Literally, it was me and my kids. I had no money. I had no way to get a job. I had a broken arm and shit. I'm fresh off drugs. I have no support. At this point, there was nowhere else to go but up. God, I give it to you. Lead the way. And this is who I became from that point. I didn't go back to any of them people. And I still don't mess with nobody. I get on the internet, I work, I teach, I serve, but I don't fuck with people. I'm the biggest hermit. I've been so hardcore focused on myself, dialed in for 3.5 years. And I love the life I've created for myself. I love who I've become in the process. And I'm still healing and I'm still growing and I'm still evolving. And I'm not where I want to be by any means. But man, I have come a long way. And those people have not stopped trying to bring me down since. They're probably back at the drawing board still, trying to figure out a way. They're watching me, just waiting for me to give up, waiting for me to fail. I'm almost honored that people have made it their life purpose to try and stop me from fulfilling mine. I know I'm powerful out here. You know what I mean? Anyways, though, stop waiting for them to change. You have to change yourself. I couldn't wait for them to stop targeting me. I couldn't wait for them to stop gang stalking me. I couldn't wait for them to go to jail. I couldn't sit around and wait. I couldn't wait for my baby daddy to pull his head out of his ass and show up for his family, be a man. I couldn't wait for none of that. No more waiting. I did what I needed to do to better myself so I could better my life, and I quit giving a fuck what they were trying to do to stop me. And when you do that and you commit to it and you stay consistent in it, that is when you rise. All right? Now, the next boundary audit, the last one, what would the version of me with massive self-respect do differently? What would the version of me with massive self-respect do differently? And this is what I coach and teach with my private clients when it comes to, building your final comeback, right? You're coming back from rock bottom for the last time. The first step is clarity. Who are you becoming? Giving you guys a lot of free value right now that people pay me money for. Step one, who are you becoming? You have to know where you're going, dude. You got to know what you want your life to look like. What are you building for yourself? Gain that clarity. Me, when I was at my lowest point at rock bottom, I knew I needed to get back everything they took from me. I had no money. I had no income. I knew I needed a career. I needed income. I needed a way to bring in money and take care of my kids. I knew I needed to get to Texas. I knew I needed to restart my whole life, right? So once you have that vision, that goal, you know what you need to do. Now you need to start working on becoming the version of you that can get yourself there. And I'm going to scream this for the rest of my life as loud as I can. Being a victim is never going to get you back what was stolen from you. Being a crybaby ass victim isn't going to fix shit. It's not going to bring back what they lost, what they stole. It's going to keep everything you want farther and farther away from you. Victim mentality, thinking like a victim, believing you are a victim. You're not. You were victimized. Yes, you were victimized. Yes, they did those things to you. They caused this. They set this up, whatever. But who you are is what you decide to become from that. Don't attach your identity to the things that have fucking happened to you. I'm a winner. I went from being an underdog to like the underdog's mentor. Literally, my brand name used to be The Rising Underdog. I identified myself as the underdog, and that's why I stayed the underdog. And once I shifted that to the underdog's mentor, I became a leader for other people just like me. But anyways, you want to have that vision. You need to know where you're going. You have to have direction. You have to have purpose, a place you're going. And then you have to become the version of yourself that can get there. Who is the highest version of you? What are they doing? They're not sitting there whining, crying, and fucking complaining. They're not blaming everybody else. They're not looking for an external savior. They're taking action. Yep, they're taking the action. Okay. So let's talk about the unbreakable mentality. Okay, how this is connected to you teach people how to treat you. All right, so the unbreakable mentality does not mean becoming cold, like you're not cold and heartless. It doesn't mean that you never hurt or feel pain and that you don't love. What's up, Ash? I love you. Thanks, Ash. See, that's divine support right there. She comes in. She probably can't stay very long. She comes in. She taps my screen. She reposts me, drops comments, says hi. That is divine support. I love you so much. God bless you, dude. I love you back. Thank you for everything you do for me. I love you. How'd I manage to heal with 2 kids? Dude, I didn't have a choice. They were the reason why I did. You know what really fucked me up was when I realized who I allowed my kids to watch me become. As I was sitting in this hotel room with the DV shelter, no money, dude. We're in a hotel room. Our house is destroyed. I'm beat to shit. I'm skinny as fuck. I worked so hard to get us where we were, and it was all stolen from me. And my kids watched me fucking punching myself in the face and breaking the house and fucking chasing around their cheating ass fucking dad. It hit me so hard, like, oh my God. Once I realized those people wanted me dead, And I realized that I'm like the only thing my kids have. If something happens to me, those people have to raise my kids. And then I like had the realization of like, oh my God, my kids watch these people do this to me and I let them. That was the turning point for me. I don't think so. My kids have watched me whine and cry and be a victim. My kids watched me chase after a man that clearly had no love or respect for any of us, dude. And it changed. My kids watched me fight for myself when nobody else would. They watched me save my goddamn self. I looked them in the eyes and I told them, I said, I didn't do this to us, but I allowed it to get this bad and I'm sorry. And I said, I don't know how, but I'm going to get us out of this. And it almost makes me emotional when I look around and see that I did it. My love for my kids is a driving force. It's a why for me. And it's not a so they can have money and stability. It's not about any of that. It's about my kids need to know how to be a powerful human in this world, and there ain't nobody else in their life that can show them that but me. If something happens to me, if I croak and they have to be raised by those people, they're fucked. Be raised by the people that sacrificed their mom for some money. You fucking black magic doing fucking deal with the devil making fucking Satanists, dude. Like, I don't think so, man. I wasn't going nowhere. And once I recognized for a second, I quit feeling sorry for myself. I quit waiting for their dad to pull his head out of his ass. That was something I had to accept, was that I couldn't fix him. Right? I was so wounded, so codependent, so attached to him. Never in a million years did I ever think he would just throw me away like I didn't matter. You know, it fucked me up for a while. But once I realized that, like, damn, Taylor, you have showed your kids, they watch and learn. Kids are sponges, right? Like, this is who you're teaching your children to be, a wimp, a fucking victim. I don't think so, dude. You know what I mean? I was done, dude. I quit doing drugs, excuse me, TikTok. I'm so sorry. Cold turkey right there that day. Done. I'm done. That's the only thing these people have to destroy my credibility. I'm done. I quit right there. Cold turkey at the peak of my targeting. You know how many people never make it out of addiction? And I quit at a time when, like, I had every excuse not to. I plot twisted right there. I plot twisted. I took my power back the second I started focusing on what I could control, which was me. I'm never going to get my life back together doing these things. So this is step one. I quit using. I took full accountability and ownership over me. I cut everybody off. I quit putting myself in situations to continue to be set up. Was it scary? Fuck yeah, dude, it was scary. You know, they got me kicked out of the shelter. They got me kicked out of that hotel. The shelter was supposed to help me get to Texas and, like, leave there, right? I had this realization the other day that they got me kicked out of the shelters so I couldn't go to Texas. And I had to go back home to the abusive house of hell. And because I quit using for 4 days, still being heavily attacked, and I still didn't use. I didn't pick up. I kept the promise to myself, right? I was done, and I meant it. And I had to go home. They got me kicked out of the shelter. I had to go home. And, of course, I got my nose broke right away. I was so beat to shit, you guys. But, yeah, I got my nose broke. I called the cops. Again, I called the cops many of times, and they wouldn't help me. They didn't give a fuck. I have video evidence of me getting my ass kicked over and over and over again, and they wouldn't arrest him. They wouldn't help me. They were being paid off. That day, though, guess what? They finally arrested him. He had to leave. He went to jail overnight, and he had to get his shit and get the fuck out. For almost a whole year, I had a place to live. and he couldn't be there. They were using him to hurt me, right? And he couldn't do that to me anymore. He had to leave. So I had a place to heal. I quit going around people. I quit reacting to the nonsense. I mean, they were hitting me with like holograms and making me think people were in the house that weren't there, all that crazy shit. And I quit reacting to it. I quit feeding it. I quit trying to record, catch people. I quit feeding into their bullshit, dude. And I started focusing on healing myself. And it was a process. It was a long process. I cried. I was scared. I didn't have no money. I didn't know how I was going to make it. All of the things. And God came through for me. God provided anything that I needed. God brought it. It wasn't everything I wanted, but I had everything I needed. I mean, my dog didn't even have dog food for like 4 days. He got human food though. I mean, we fed him human food, but I mean, I was broke. It was terrifying. It was scary. But yeah, that's how my kids were not going to watch me be that. My kids were going to learn how to become fucking powerful. My kids were going to learn resilience. My kids were going to learn how to be a fucking success story. I can't even believe that I allowed them to witness me like that at all. They had my kids believing that I was just crazy, in psychosis, crazy, mentally unwell. They had my kids against me. And now guess what? My kids see the fucking truth. And I didn't even have to expose it to them. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, so an unbreakable mentality does not mean becoming cold, never hurting, or never loving deeply. Okay, it means developing enough self-respect that pain does not repeatedly convince you to abandon yourself. You stop trading standards for companionship. You're not going to lower your standards just to keep people around you. You stop trading peace for approval. You stop trading dignity for temporary acceptance. You stop letting fear of rejection make decisions for you. So the unbreakable mentality is, I may love you, but I will not lose myself to keep you. Thanks, Christy. And when I was being targeted, I lost myself trying to keep people in my life that wanted me in a grave, dude. If only you guys could have seen what I was doing to try and get my kid's dad to stay. Dude, I mean, I've shared this before, but this man came home after staying out all night the night before. When I wanted him home so I could clean myself up, I was trying to get off drugs, but he wouldn't help me with the kids. He went to a wedding. And he came home the next day. And his neck was caked in hickeys. There was not any white to his neck. It was disgusting. The most disgusting hickey neck I've ever seen in my life. No white, just bruised. And this fucking motherfucker rubs it in my face. And I'm begging him to choose me. Then he has the balls to tell me, I didn't cheat on you. You're fucking crazy. And I'm still, what are you doing? Come home. What are you doing? Like, what in the fuck, yo? I lost myself. I ran so far away from myself, trying to keep him. Yeah, mine too. Robin. He chose his fucking mommy over us too. Even though his mommy fucking curses and hexes him and all kinds of wicked shit. But whatever. I can't save him. And I quit trying a long time ago. I can't make him have balls. I can't make him have courage. I can't make him do the work to heal himself or face himself. And, you know, he only runs from me because I'm a mirror. And he doesn't want to look at himself. So he runs from me. And he fills himself with temporary distractions, whether it's women or booze or whatever. I have completely triggered his avoidance, and he ran himself right into a mess, a big ass mess. And he thought he was going to get to avoid accountability from what he ran from, and he can't. So, someone who cannot tolerate rejection can be controlled by the threat of rejection. Let me say that again. Someone who cannot tolerate rejection can be controlled by the threat of rejection. Someone who cannot tolerate loneliness can be tempted to accept almost anything to avoid it. Oh, wow. Sounds like my kid's dad. Someone who cannot tolerate loneliness, because if he were to be lonely, he'd have to sit with himself and think about everything he'd done to me. Right? So he'll accept whatever he can accept right now to avoid having to face him. Even though facing the shadow and then releasing the shadow, like this ain't who I want to be, like that's gross, that's dirty, I can't believe I did that, I'll never do it again though. And then doing the work to evolve past that is where the freedom lies. But anyways, if any of you are dealing with this too, someone who cannot tolerate loneliness, which I couldn't either. Look what I accepted from him because I didn't want to be by myself. Even long after that, I was accepting breadcrumbs from him. Even long before that happened, it was always breadcrumbs because I didn't know how to be by myself. Becoming unbreakable means learning. I can survive somebody being disappointed in me. You can survive it. Okay? I can survive being misunderstood. I can survive somebody leaving because I finally required better. We're almost done with this lesson. I hope you guys got value from it today. All right, so there is a formula for you to follow. Notice, decide, communicate, and enforce. So notice what keeps happening. What is the repeated pattern? Decide, what am I no longer willing to participate in? Excuse me, confirmation. Communicate, what needs to be said clearly, if anything? Can you stop doing that, Bob? And enforce. What will I actually do if the line is crossed again? Most people notice, decide, and communicate. Their life changes at enforce. So make sure you're enforcing the boundaries that you're setting, okay? What boundary are you guys struggling to enforce right now, if any? Are you guys struggling to enforce boundaries? Anybody? Anybody struggling to enforce boundaries? You don't have to answer that. All right, let's close this out. You teach people how to treat you every day. Not by the speeches you give, but by what you repeatedly allow, what you reinforce, what you walk away from, and what you refuse to negotiate anymore. You teach people how to treat you every single day. Not by the speeches that you give, but by what you repeatedly allow, what you reinforce, what you walk away from, and what you refuse to negotiate anymore. You do not become powerful by finally getting everybody else to behave correctly. You never will. I got 30 of you left in here, 32 of you. Do you guys write I accept? If you finally accept that you cannot change other people. You cannot get other people to behave the right way. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you love somebody, how patient you are, how kind, how caring, how giving, how forgiving, you cannot change who they choose to be or how they choose to act. Thanks, Jana. Right? I accept that if you're accepting of that. If you have people attacking you right now and you're sitting around waiting for them to stop attacking you, you will be waiting forever. And that waiting time, you're taking from yourself. That's self-sabotage. They're not ruining your life, dude. You're sabotaging your own because you're not doing what you need to do to actively change it. Because you're wasting time waiting for other people to stop being devils. I'm glad everybody accepts this. Good to know. This will change your life. Let them. Let them be who they are. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but it's not your fault. You don't have to take responsibility for the fact that they're fucked up people. But you do have to take responsibility for the fact that you don't have to allow them to be fucked up to you anymore. Okay? You become powerful when somebody else's behavior stops determining whether you abandon yourself. Again, I created a workbook. It's a 30-day guided workbook. It's the final comeback blueprint. It's linked in my bio, linked in the description. You can get it on the www.theunderdogsmentor.com. And there's a whole section in there to help you rebuild trust with yourself so you stop fucking abandoning you. Okay? You can use code START NOW for 20% off of it. Okay? That is self-respect. That is ownership. And that is part of becoming unbreakable. That is self-respect. That is ownership. And that is a part of becoming unbreakable. Yeah, I agree, David. I agree. People tie their worth. That's the problem, is people attach their self-worth to the way that other people choose to treat them. Like, people don't believe that they can be a successful, abundant, prosperous person if their own mommy treats them like they don't matter. That's where people get so fucked up. So mommy needs to treat me like I matter so I can go make my dreams come true. No, mommy needs to be cut the fuck off and you need to find your identity within yourself, man. Your worth ain't attached to your mommy's fucked upness. Your value don't come from the way other people choose to treat you. They can't treat you in a way they don't treat themselves. Just like you tolerate disrespect because you don't know how to respect yourself, right? Well, it's the same for abusers. They treat you like shit. They can't accept your love because they don't know how to love, right? Like love doesn't exist within them. I hope that makes sense. All right. So if you're listening to this and you're realizing that you know your boundaries intellectually, right? Like you know up here, but when it comes time to actually enforce them, you fold. So like, you know, you need to have boundaries, but when it comes to actually enforcing the boundary, you fold under pressure and you don't. Okay. That's the deeper work that needs to be done. Deeper inside of you, not external, not trying to make these people not try and cross the line, but becoming a version of you that doesn't allow them to. Usually there is fear, identity, self-worth, people-pleasing, or old conditioning underneath of it. That is the kind of work that I help people rebuild inside of themselves. Hey. Inside of the final comeback. Okay, we're not just talking about boundaries. We're rebuilding the person underneath of them so you actually have the confidence to live by the standards that you say that you have. So if you need one-on-one help with this, you can go book my 8-week mentorship program, The Final Comeback, and you get to work with me one-on-one for 8 weeks, direct accountability. I teach you everything that I know, and then you also get access to communicate with me outside of your sessions during the 8 weeks as well. And you will leave it with a 90-day action plan for continued progress. Okay. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go to the link in my bio and go get your slot. All right. Oh my gosh, I skipped a whole page. I missed this page. That fucking pisses me off. All right. Let's backtrack real quick. This is important, so let's finish it. Hey, why consequences matter. A consequence does not have to mean punishment. It simply means that behavior has an effect. Okay? Repeated disrespect may mean less access. So if somebody continues to disrespect you, then they don't get to have access to you. It just is what it is. That's the consequence. Don't fucking disrespect me, motherfucker. All right? Repeated cancellations may mean that you stop depending on that person. Broken trust may mean that trust has to be rebuilt before closeness returns. Misusing a privilege may mean losing that privilege. You do not need a dramatic confrontation every time. Stronger boundaries often look like less arguing, less convincing, and more consistency. Okay, stop threatening consequences you are not willing to enforce. That is good. Stop threatening consequences that you're refusing to enforce. People, they see that. They notice shit like that. You say that you're going to do this. If they do that, you don't do that. So they continue to do that. You got to be a man or a woman of your word. You have to do the shit you say you're going to do. Fuck, I'm thinking back to how many times I told somebody that I was going to leave if they didn't shape up, and I never left. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, stand on your shit. Or don't get mad that people take advantage of you. You can't even stand on what you say. Come the fuck on now. But you want to be a victim and blame them. I see how this is just like fucked up and a lack of self accountability all the way around. It's crazy to me. Okay. Every empty threat teaches the other person that your boundary disappears when they push hard enough. Okay. People will get pissed when you change. People will get pissed. It is what it is expected. They're going to get pissed when they can't take advantage of you, when they can't fucking benefit off of you. They're going to get pissed. They're going to come at you with like, you've changed. You think you're better than everyone. You're selfish. You never acted like this before. Blah, 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 blah. All right. That's something you can expect. And the answer is, yeah, you did change. You know what I mean? That's all you need to respond with. Yes, I changed. Changed into somebody that respects myself. I value myself. I know my worth, and I ain't settling for less than anywhere. I ain't going to let you treat me any type of way. I ain't going to let you keep taking and taking and taking from me. I ain't going to let you stomp on me, walk all over me, push me around, use me, abuse me. I ain't going to let you do that shit to me no more. Okay? The old version of you may have been terrified of rejection. You were over-available, over-giving, or willing to tolerate things that you're no longer willing to tolerate. It's going to piss people off. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may experience your growth as a loss. Sucks for them. Yeah, grow so hard you're not nobody's scapegoat. Ooh. Grow so hard that you're not nobody's motherfucking scapegoat. The whole town gonna be mad at you for that one. Fuck them. Self-respect can feel wrong at first. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a threat to your old identity, right? It's going to feel very awkward and very unfamiliar. You're going to feel like you're doing something wrong. You're going to feel guilty, feel bad. Okay? People often expect a healthy boundary to immediately feel empowering, but sometimes it feels terrible at first. You may feel guilty for saying no. You may feel anxious when somebody is upset with you. You may question whether you were too harsh. You may want to take the boundary back just to make the discomfort stop. Guilt does not always mean you did something wrong. Sometimes it just means that you did something different. Can anybody relate to that? I know I sure can. If you have spent years earning safety through approval, disappointing someone can feel dangerous, even when you are doing something healthy for yourself. The work is learning that you can survive somebody else's temporary discomfort without abandoning yourself to make it disappear. But the more that you do this and the more that you enforce it, the more normal and comfortable it becomes. Right? You make it a part of who you are. And it takes practice, it takes repetition. Okay? And then stop trying to get everybody to agree with you. A boundary does not require unanimous approval. Someone can think your standard is ridiculous and you can still have it. Okay? We good there? You do not need to turn every decision into a courtroom case. The more you over-explain, the more you hear an invitation to negotiate. You do not need permission from the person benefiting from your lack of boundaries to finally create one. Okay, sometimes that just doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that, or simply no is enough. All right. I love you guys. That's the lesson I got for you today. Does anybody have any questions for me or want to talk about anything before I get off of here? Was it good? Did you get value out of it? Can I see you again tomorrow? If you haven't followed me yet or subscribed, make sure you do so you can see me again. All right, my goal and my mission is to help you become somebody in this world that's harder to break and harder to stop, dude. My goal really is to help you prepare for your life's purpose. That's really what it comes down to. And you can't successfully fulfill your mission in this world being a people-pleasing, validation-seeking, crybaby-ass victim. And I'm really going to start screaming that louder and louder and louder. And I'm done coddling the ego. I'm done. And I'm not going to be for everybody. I'm going to piss people off, and that's fucking fine. But I can't. It's like I'm at that point where I'm done trying to help people that don't want to be helped, dude. Just say you want to stay suffering. Just say you want to stay at the bottom. Just say you want to stay fucking miserable already. And get the fuck out of my way. I have fucking had it. People have way more power in this world than they even realize. And we give it away. Like, you are way too fucking powerful to stay a victim. And again, I'm going to say too, like, being a victim ain't going to make your life better. And it ain't going to make anybody come in and save you either. It's not going to help you at all. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. How do I do this? How do I? I never forget. Dude. Whatever, I'll fix that in a minute. Cheap ass fucking thing. I'll put that in here so I can teach the lesson to the next people, I guess. I don't know. I got these freaking shorts at Ross, but they're like camel toe fucking. It sucks. No wonder they were at Ross. And I got to donate those. They're Under Armour. But they are like camel toe shorts for sure. They got the seam right at the center of the fucking hoo-ha, you know? So I can only wear them at home. Can't wear them in public. Yep, it's very unfortunate. All right, I love you, YouTube. I'm going to close out of here. I'll see you guys later. Everybody have the bestest day. Love y'all. Go book your final comeback and go get your comeback blueprint. Okay. Linked in the description. Love you.